Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday morning Outdoor Adventure Digital Marketing webinar by yours truly, Outdoor Adventure Marketing. My name is Adam Arkfeld, and today we're going to be talking about how to create a conversion-optimized landing page in 30 minutes or less. We always try and keep these right around 20 minutes, and we will do so again today. A little bit of background about Outdoor Adventure Marketing. We're a lead generation company for other outdoor adventure companies that do tours in the industries like jet skis, ATVs, skydiving, zipline tours, basically everything like that. We're a digital agency started in 2009. We're in Tempe, Arizona. We have 12 full-time in-house staff, a strong team helping you generate leads, and we drive prospects to your event or tour business. I am Adam Arkfeld. I started the company in 2009. I have a technical background. I'm a digital marketer. I absolutely love cold brew and a proud husband and father. So without further ado, let's get started in the webinar to talk about how you can create landing pages in 30 minutes or less to be saving you time, money, energy, and sanity. All right, first of all, let's talk about the purpose of a landing page. A landing page is built to receive traffic from marketing or other sources of consumers to drive very, very specific actions. They are technically a one-page website, but really they're considered landing pages and not considered part of your main website. So these pages are hyper-focused. They convert visitors into leads. And you can see an example here on the right-hand side. This is just a template that we use. But you can see that there's no navigation. There's maybe a logo, a call to action, a few different pieces of information like why you would want to talk to this company, and a compelling photo. So this is just a very basic example of a landing page, something that you might see if you were cruising around the internet wanting to look at services. We're going to get into the structure of a landing page a little bit more later. But really, the one thing to keep in mind is these are not a website, and they are not your main place where you're giving information. They are a conversion-focused entity that's a single-page website for visitors that generally come in via some sort of marketing. Let's talk about a few problems that come with landing pages that a lot of people have probably experienced. We're going to talk about 3 of those today. The first one is that landing pages are incredibly time-consuming. Building a landing page takes a long time if you're using traditional methods like HTML or even something like WordPress. It can be stressful depending on how your WordPress website is built. Even if it has a drag-and-drop interface in the admin console, it can be a little bit rough. And quite honestly, it can take a lot of time. If you are embedding forms or call tracking or anything slightly advanced, then it just makes it even worse. A lot of times you look at a landing page or have an idea and you want to put in certain amounts of text or images, and that works out okay initially. And then you want to embed a form or do something just a little bit different like a map. And then is this really where you start to kind of bang your head against the wall like this guy in the photo. And if you've ever tried building a website and you're not a web person or doing something techie, you can probably relate to this feeling because it's just like, what the heck is going on? You can literally burn an entire day, or if it's spread out over time, it can take you 3, 4, 5 weeks to just build a landing page. The second issue that we run into a lot and that we see happen a lot is that when you hire developers or designers, they can be quite expensive and they can take a lot of time. One of the things that we used to say is that when you hire contractors or freelancers, if your contractor or freelancer goes on vacation, then so does your project. You know, this might be the idea of your freelancer or designer working on your landing page. Yeah, they have their laptop there and their phone, but they're probably not doing a whole lot if you have a view like that. So you're at the mercy of their time, and even if they do get it to a timely manner, maybe it's not in a timely manner, you may not even like the landing page because you don't normally get a visual before you get the product back. It's a very creative process. And in some cases, that's great if you have a good designer developer. In some cases, it's not great if they're not developing really good content and designs for you. So you have little to no control over the process, the timelines, or the production of that landing page. The third issue that we see a lot, and is one that really a lot of people don't think about when they are building landing pages or websites in general, is the optimization quality of the page itself. If the page is not optimized, something like this page where it's unclear what's going on. You don't exactly know what to do next. You see guarantees, free, forms, phone calls, these forms down here. I mean, there's just so much action on this page that visitors get very confused and don't exactly know what to do next when they get there. So if you're driving traffic to a page like this that really just gives someone anxiety that they don't know what to do, you're literally throwing away money or you're throwing away opportunities. If you're running paid media advertising with pay-per-click or social ads, you're literally throwing away money. And if you're generating organic traffic, then you're losing opportunity if you have strong SEO rank and you're showing at the top of Google search results. So the third piece is conversion optimized pages, which are really quite important for your landing pages. All right, so where do we start with the problem? It might seem like you don't have a lot of options when it comes to landing pages. However, there are a number of different platforms available on the internet that are landing page builders, and their entire purpose is just to build landing pages quickly and easily that look good and convert well. So a few examples are Unbounce, Instapage, and Lead Pages. If you just Google their names, you'll be able to find them. We use Unbounce quite consistently, and we really love their platform. They have a lot of different features that allow you to build pages quickly and easily and basically skip all the steps that you might have to experience by building them yourself, hiring freelancers, and then if you actually get through those, dealing with a page that doesn't convert all that well. When you're using these systems, they're a little bit different than something like WordPress or another HTML website. They have a monthly subscription, so it can be anywhere between maybe $20 or $30 a month, and then up from there if you get a very large amount of traffic. They have an extremely extensive feature set. Drag and drop is one of the most important ones that Unbounce has. A lot of them are responsive for mobile devices. You can see a few different features on this screenshot from Unbounce where you can match your branding. You can integrate it with WordPress so that it lives right on your website. You can do dynamic text replacement, all sorts of things that you maybe wouldn't think of and you probably wouldn't do in your first time around, but you can integrate later as you become more comfortable with their platforms. And you can cancel these anytime. So while there's a monthly subscription and fee, it's not like you're signing up for a year or anything like that. They have a lot of different features, and you can integrate these into your landing pages to improve the performance of the pages you're building. So that gives you just a brief landscape of how you start to approach these problems. The very first thing is looking at a landing page platform builder, like Unbounce, Instapage, or Lead Pages, and then kind of looking at the features that they have. If you are just starting with something basic, I'd recommend just going with the first one that seems like it makes sense to you, because to some degree, they're all very similar. When you sign up for one of these systems, one of the issues that you run into with designers and developers is that they might create or design a page that you don't really like, or they might not even know what a conversion optimized landing page looks like. They may not have the experience in that realm. They might be more familiar with print advertising or some other design that does not help you convert more visitors. So with a platform like Unbounce, and we're going to use Unbounce as an example in all of these slides, you have the control to choose a pre-built design that looks very attractive and is generally already designed to convert visitors. Unbounce's entire business is creating lead-generating landing pages. So when they create templates, the landing pages are going to be designed to generate leads. So you have a lot of peace of mind when it comes to building your pages that the templates that you choose are fairly well optimized and you're really just going to be modifying them for your brand. They have a number of different templates that are themed for event tour companies or any other type of company that you might be running. So you can choose, change or customize those templates. It makes you feel a lot better when you're choosing the templates that you know what you're going to get when you select it, and it saves an incredible amount of time when you're using and modifying the templates that you choose. If you want to expand even beyond what templates Unbounce has, there are third-party websites like ThemeForest that have more Unbounce templates in a downloadable format that you can download and upload here that are just even more elaborate and extensive. So you really have dozens, if not hundreds, of options for templates that look really good and are going to fit your needs as a tour company and as an individual business. So the very first step is building a new landing page with a template. And then once you start that process, you're going to go into their editor interface. And I'm just showing you this so that you have an idea of what sorts of options are available when you're editing a template in Unbounce. Ultimately, you're saving an incredible amount of time due to their drag and drop interface. On the left-hand side here, you can see a number of different elements. It might be hard to read on your screen, but we have adding new sections, boxes, text boxes, images, buttons, a lightbox button which shows a form that pops up. You can embed video, custom HTML, and a social widget. So just by taking these pieces and dragging them onto your page, you can embed different types of media, you can embed videos, you can drop in forms, you can do all sorts of things that are much more difficult to do in the WordPress interface. So this is probably the biggest benefit of using a landing page builder is the drag and drop interface on the admin side. It does take a little bit of getting used to just because sometimes when you switch between mobile and desktop, things get a little funky, but overall, once you get a handle on it, it's going to save you an incredible amount of time, and making these landing pages is extremely quick. The next benefit is the ability to create mobile versions of your pages that are customized and look incredible right within these interfaces. I'm going to jump back one slide for a moment. On the bottom right-hand side here, you see a desktop icon, and you also see a mobile phone icon. And this on switch means that your mobile version is on. When you click that mobile icon, you actually see a version of the mobile page where you can then drag and drop, change text, and do unique design and formatting for the mobile version of your website, of your landing page. Now, when it comes to mobile, we all know that mobile is extremely prevalent now. That's been the case for quite a long time. But a few statistics based on social and search, which is where we spend a lot of our time. 56% of Facebook users log in from a mobile device only, which means they never even get on a desktop device. So if you're running Facebook ads, over half of the audience never even gets on a desktop. And so if your landing page is designed for desktop, then you want to make sure that you're actually converting that over to mobile because that's what most people are using. And this doesn't even take into account that the majority of users are using a mobile device even if they still use a desktop device. Mobile is incredibly powerful on Facebook. 81% of Facebook advertising comes from mobile ads. So that gives you an idea of how many people are clicking on ads on a mobile device. And then 60% of search visitors are coming from mobile as well. So if you're building and designing your landing page on a desktop because that's what's easier and most comfortable for you, definitely make sure that you're spending a little bit of time looking at the mobile version. Actually, you're spending a lot of time looking at the mobile version to make sure it's optimized for consumer experience, and you're looking at it on your actual mobile device. That's very helpful, and it's really easy to build those mobile versions in these different landing page builders. One aspect that is a little bit taken for granted, but I think is really important with these, is you can modify forms incredibly easily to make sure you're accumulating and gathering the information that you need. So you can add other services that you offer, like we see down here at the bottom. This is a form for a company that we run, and they offer a variety of different services at their business. So if you hit this page based on a zipline search, for example, you can then fill out the form so someone's interested in zipline, but then they see that you offer other services, and they might click these just because they're interested in learning more. You can put the number of people in your party, which I think is very important when planning. So if a request comes through with 10 people versus 1 or 2, you can jump on those faster. And it's just a really easy way to customize these forms. We find that forms are a really big pain when it comes to building landing pages in WordPress and other platforms. So Unbounce makes it very easy. So do the other platforms. All right, now when it comes to conversion optimization, as a business owner, you probably don't need to spend a ton of time on this as far as researching and knowing exactly how everything works. There's an element of trusting what Unbounce has done when it comes to designing their landing pages, where if you just maintain the structure and use more or less what they put together, you're going to be way ahead of what you might do if you just pull a page off your website or just have a page that doesn't look that great. So by using their templates, your page is automatically going to be optimized for conversion. This screenshot here shows a few different elements that are very consistent when it comes to creating a page that looks really good. Having a really strong headline that just talks about how your business, what your business does and your main value proposition. Maybe having a button here that allows you to have a call to action, so when someone clicks that button, a modal pops up, and then they can contact you or call you, something along those lines. A graphic or an image here on the left, and then having a form very high in the page. So typically what we're trying to do on these landing pages is we are trying to get visitors to convert, meaning call or fill out a form, and not really do anything else. You'll notice that there's a little icon here where the logo might go, but we don't normally link that back to a website. We don't put a link on it at all. And you'll notice there's also no navigation on this, which means that we don't like to embed this into the website and allow them to click around and explore. Because when people are exploring and they're not converting, especially on their mobile device, or if they're coming from Facebook or some other search, you want them to convert as fast as possible, because if they get distracted and they leave your page, they're likely not going to find it again. So I always picture someone sitting on a couch, watching Game of Thrones, hanging out, kid comes up, starts talking to them, and they're distracted away from what they're doing on their mobile device. And when they go to search again, they're probably going to redo the search, and they likely won't remember the name of your company because they're not that familiar with you. You can combat that with some things like retargeting, which we talk about in other videos, but more or less the idea is that you're getting people to convert as quickly as possible and not allowing them to wander around your site for too long. You want to give them enough information so you establish credibility, and enough information so they know that you provide the services that they want. But beyond that, get them through the page, get them to convert, and just get them in your pipeline so you can then sell them on the phone or book a tour with them. Now, one area that can be incredibly difficult if you're not using a simplified system is knowing how your page is converting. So Unbounce has some conversion metrics that allow you to look at how well your page is converting. So this is a very small snapshot of time, 42 visitors, 5 conversions, with a 12% conversion rate. So you know exactly how many visitors are coming in, how many times the page was viewed, so some visitors viewed more than once, how many converted, what the conversion rate is. This only includes form conversions. It does not include phone calls through a system like CallRail, but it does give you a pretty good baseline of how your website is converting. So if you want to try something different, a different photo, a different headline, a different offer, you can actually duplicate the variant, as you can see down here, which is duplicating the page. And you can run a different version of the page literally within minutes that will allow you to test a different call to action or offer. And then you can compare that conversion rate with your old conversion rate. So, building the page is great. Knowing how it's performing is even better, and then starting to test that after you're a little bit comfortable in these systems is the best thing you can possibly do. And Unbounce makes it really easy. You can just duplicate the variant, change an offer, change a headline, change an image, change a form, whatever the case may be, and you're going to see the metrics running side by side. One pro tip is never hit this reset stats button, because that'll clear all your metrics, and then you won't be able to compare them against each other. So we almost never hit reset stats within our organization, because that can be, it can have a really negative impact on what you're trying to accomplish. All right, so just to wrap it all up, the purpose of landing pages is to drive traffic and convert visitors, but they can be really time consuming. They can be expensive, related to time and or money when it comes to freelancers and designers, and they may actually not be working very well. So the worst thing that can happen is you spend a bunch of time on a landing page, or you pay someone a bunch of money, and then it doesn't even work, right? So that's horrible. And then to restart seems like a major effort, and you're kind of trapped at that point. In order to avoid that, you can use systems like Unbounce, InstaPage, or Lead Pages and take advantage of all of their features, allowing you to make landing pages easily. So the templates, drag and drop interface, mobile versions, easily modifiable forms, looking at the conversion rates, and then using their analytic tools. It's a really powerful way to build landing pages, and I highly recommend it. It's easy to get started, and you can easily do these in less than 30 minutes, but you can spend a little more time if you want, but they can be done really quickly. That's it for today. We're right at about 20 minutes, and next week We're going to talk about how to leverage Instagram with Dustin Hoyman, if you've spoken with anyone at our company. And he's going to be talking about the power of Instagram, how that platform works in your ecosystem of marketing, and it's going to be a really good webinar. We are Outdoor Adventure Marketing. We specialize in lead generation for outdoor adventure companies, ATV tours, snowmobiling, ziplining, skydiving, all of those types of deals. There's a number of others on here that we also service. And if you want to get in contact with us, here's our information on the screen, also on the bottom of every slide. And so now we will take just a couple questions that we received throughout the webinar. So the first one is, how many templates are available and what do I do if they don't match my website? There are approximately, I would say, 50 templates available in Unbounce. We don't use the other landing page platforms, so I don't know exactly how many there are there. But you can use those 50. You can also, again, go to some place like Theme Forest. They have Unbounce templates. They have additional templates there, which you can buy. They're, I think, 15 or 20 bucks a piece. You download them, you upload them to Unbounce, and they look amazing. And if they don't match your website, you can change colors and branding. There's a part of the drag and drop interface in Editor that we didn't go over, which allows you to change colors, upload photos. So I would really take a look at your website and just kind of try and do a little bit of visual matching, but don't go overboard on it, because in all reality, sometimes people don't even see your website if they are hitting your landing page through a Google search. The next question is, can I integrate my online booking system to the landing page? And this is a really, really good question. A lot of companies that we work with use systems like Fair Harbor, which does the online booking, and you can integrate these systems, and you can actually track the traffic coming from these systems through settings within your booking engine. You can do it in a few different ways. You can, we use forms a lot, which send the leads to the email address of the tour company that's running the page. However, if you want to just have online booking, you can just install one of their buttons and then put a tracking URL in there in the settings, and then when they click it, it'll take them to a booking page and they can book right on the page. Now, if someone is just learning about your company, they may not be all that inclined to book right out the gate. So a lot of times we will encourage businesses to get the lead form and then call them and contact them and try and close that as quickly as possible. You want to respond to them as soon as you can, and but you can integrate the online booking to your platform. And the last question we have is, can I keep my domain name so that it looks like my business? And the answer is yes. You can either do a subdomain, which is something like booking.outdoorventuremarketing.com, or there is a WordPress plugin that kind of pulls the pages into your WordPress platform. You will do the editing within Unbounce or one of these other platforms, but the actual page shows like it's a web, like the quote-unquote web page. It's on your main domain, and it looks really nice and is fully integrated and works really great for SEO. Great. Well, thank you all for attending, and again, please join us next week. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we're doing. If there's information or tactics you want to see, please let us know. Otherwise, stay tuned for next week. Dustin Hoyman will be joining us from our offices, and it'll be another great webinar. Thanks a lot.